6:10, and I'll call to order the meeting of the Rutland Conservation Commission for October 15th, 2024. So we are on local cable, we are on Zoom recording, and this will also be up sometime after the meeting on the town's YouTube channel as well. Let me see. Just want to, not that anybody's watching on Zoom, I don't think, but I'll share my screen regardless. All right, first item, we've got, is that showing up? Yeah, it is. We've got our minutes from our October 1st meeting. I got them up on the screen if you want me to scroll through. If anybody didn't have a chance to read it.
And maximizing that?
You know what? I'm not sure how to do that because it's maximized on my screen, but for some reason it's not up there. I don't know why. I don't know if that's... Is it something with this computer?
I made it really small.
Yeah. Oh, did it? No. Shoot. Hold on.
Peter?
Of course.
Yeah.
You're like me, we're trying to work that TV and hold on. Those 80s hairband videos. It's horrifying.
Isn't it coming up? That's what I get for playing around with it.
So nobody's on Zoom?
Nobody was when I could see it. Now I can't get it back up. Actually,
Okay.
no,
Sorry, Charis.
nobody's on.
We'll leave you alone.
I may have to go grab Peter. I don't know what this thing's doing.
It's okay, you can leave it small.
For some reason it's not. I don't know why it's not pulling up to the screen even when I select it. Hold on. I'd rather bring it back up because I also want to be able to see if anybody does join so I can let them in. Pause for 1 minute. This is how the night's going to go, we're in trouble.
Sound like they were. How do you get in on our phones? Did you see this?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
We told her to give him a cease and desist and
Lost everything out.
What did you do, Jared?
And then the shared screen got really small for some reason.
DPS.
Yes, because you managed to minimize.
You're Skip.
Hey, Skip.
Hello. Thanks for coming.
Oh, these are the...
Oh, the name tags.
Oh, that was eggs. Or chicken.
You have to look really
I see. Okay. is there a way to pull up the list of attendees back on this screen? Somehow that got lost too.
Where did you go, cursor?
It's right at the top.
Ah, perfect. All right, I'm not gonna touch anything else now.
Well, if it's the first time you're doing it,
I don't usually run Zoom meetings.
yeah.
There you go.
That's perfect. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
And I realized I forgot to do roll call with who's here, so we'll start there before we get into the meeting minutes. So we do have a quorum. We have Skip, we have Tim, we have Brian, we have Glenda, and myself, Jared, so we can get started. Meeting minutes from October 1st. Anybody have any comments?
Motion to approve as written.
I have a motion.
Second.
Got a second? Any discussion? Do roll call.
Clock eye.
There we go.
Keenan, aye. York, aye.
Williams said aye.
Gentilucci, aye. All right. Meeting minutes approved. Next item we have up, a request for determination of applicability for 41 Irish Lane. Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe as an RDA, this is not technically a public hearing, so we don't have to open the hearing, but other than that, we can discuss it as needed. And can take public comment too, as needed as well.
You're gonna repeat?
Yes, I should. Let me pull up the RDA, since I realized very recently I'm actually in a butter to this property. I will recuse myself. And Glenda, would
We
you
did
be willing to chat about it?
We did a site visit on a Monday evening.
Okay.
And the entire thing was an isolated wetland, right?
Correct.
What is this?
That's the wetland that falls within the watershed protection.
That's the zone A.
Yep.
So Brian's doing better than I am. So that's right, they had the DEP guy out there.
Correct.
And they,
Because it showed that it connected, but he proved,
Right.
proving to them that it
Right
didn't.
here, you said that
Right.
it says the brook, but there's no connecting.
so they got a zone A revision from Bruce Bauk with DEP. And they're gonna do a zoning map revision based on the fact that it's not connected, so. When he comes for a proposal, as long as he doesn't have, septic systems or stormwater in the zone A, he's gonna design around that. And we don't regulate the isolated wetlands because we don't have a local bylaw.
Yeah.
So it's not regulated under the state act because it doesn't meet the size and volume requirements. So I think we also are missing some information that was not included in the RDA application. Was that a narrative? So we didn't get the additional information that we requested from the applicant. But I agreed with the delineation. So I didn't have any problem with the delineation of the resource areas. But I don't think we have enough information to make a decision tonight.
I agree.
Is that kind of what you're thinking? We don't,
Yeah.
there's some things missing from the RDA.
So whatever got missing, so everybody knows.
I think it was a project narrative,
Yeah.
I wanna say.
Flip to the second page. There was a reference to paper attachment part A, paper attachment part B.
Yes, the additional paper attachment part 2A and 2B. We don't have,
And it wasn't there.
They weren't included.
so we don't have a narrative. And then information on why this would be exempt the applicant from having to file a notice of intent. So I don't think, we don't know if he's talking about an exemption. We don't have that documentation. So I think what he's wanting is a determination just if this is subject to the Wetland Protection Act. Well, I don't think we have enough information to decide that. He's asking if the boundaries delineated accurately. I would say yes. Is it subject to the Wetland Protection Act and its regulations? The only thing is zone A in a stream.
Right.
So there's 100-foot buffer. That's an intermittent stream and an associated 100-foot buffer. So if he's going to be doing any work in 100 feet, then yes, it would be subject. And we don't have a local bylaw, so that's not applicable. D. So I request my applicability to continue to the, when would our next meeting be, Jim?
So our next meeting,
This isn't the election.
yeah, so we will not be meeting.
The 5th is the election.
November 5th would be our normal next meeting date, but we won't be
Okay.
meeting that day
19th.
because it's election day. So it'll be November 19th. That is our next meeting.
You need a motion, move that. You don't need a motion, or just,
We should make a motion
I feel like we probably should, just to be safe.
to continue to a known date.
okay, so moved. How's that?
Yeah, we'll make a motion to continue the commission's November 19th meeting date. In the meantime, we'll accept any information, additional information from the applicant.
Just to follow procedure, I would suggest we just verify, again, there's nobody on Zoom still, if there are any comments, public comments on this before we do a vote.
I don't see anyone here from the public or on
I'm
Zoom.
the one from the public, but I'm just here to find out information. I just found out about it. I live on Irish.
Oh, so
Okay.
you're here for Irish Lane?
Okay.
Okay. What's your name again? Kelly?
Kelly Hozan,
And what is your address?
14 Irish.
14 Irish Lane.
Hi, Brian.
Okay, and did you have anything you wanted to say? about
I was trying to find out their intent as to why they were doing this now, since they've owned the land since the 60s.
The applicant just explained to us that they're going to be doing a limited number of frontage lots, so they would be A&R lots.
A&R meaning,
Approval not required, so they meet the zoning for frontage, so they'll cut out some lots. We don't know what the development plan is yet, but it's not going to be like a subdivision style of development. It's just going to be A&R lots.
so you don't know how many?
No, because they haven't submitted any information on a proposal for how the lots would be laid out or anything, so we don't know.
Okay, because isn't there an area for flooding on the left? I think. I could be wrong.
Does that zoom at all?
Yeah,
I can barely read. Like I have it on my
the
phone.
quality's not great.
No.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it's really,
Am I in the right area?
Yeah, you could be, because I think it said area for flooding on the
Oh,
left.
subject to flooding.
Yes.
That's the area that we were looking
What
Oh.
you're looking at.
We did the site walkthrough with them,
Okay.
and
Isolated land subject to
Yeah.
flooding.
it's a low-lying area. But if
That whole section's
if it's
all low-lying.
isolated, it's regulated differently
Right.
than if it was connected
Mhm.
downstream. But I think he was still talking about just putting houses along the road.
And avoiding that
3
area.
or 4, and that's gonna stay. He wasn't gonna do anything.
Before the house, after the house, you don't know.
Well, there'd be maybe one on each side.
Yeah.
This is the way he explained it to us. And
Yeah,
then
because I
maybe,
think he had 7, from what I read. But I could be wrong, I don't want to hijack your meeting. You need
No,
to do
no.
what you need to do.
I feel like it's still very preliminary.
Yeah, I think he was just meeting with us for information, really.
Yeah, because it says lots 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. That's a different document that I have than this.
That we haven't seen.
We haven't seen any of that.
So we need more information to see if this is something that would fall under our regulation, like the Wetland Protection Act or
I
not.
appreciate it.
And isolated land subject to flooding, that is jurisdictional. There is no buffer zone to it, but it is protected by the state Wetlands Protection Act.
Mhm.
Just want to clarify that.
If it doesn't meet the definition
Well,
for a quarter acre foot.
they're labeling it isolated land subject to flooding. That tells me it does meet the definition, because if it wasn't, it'd be isolated wetland.
Because wasn't Julian saying it wasn't regulated under the state
Right.
act?
Correct.
But yet he has it labeled as
As a
such
state-regulated resource area,
Yeah, that's.
yes.
with no buffer.
Correct, it does not have a buffer under the WPA.
But when we were out there, I asked him that question. I said, why wouldn't this area qualify under the state act? And he said, because of the topography, and it wouldn't hold a quarter acre foot.
Okay.
It wouldn't have the volume requirement. So we should ask for some clarification on in new information he submits on that area.
wouldn't mind seeing also the, some kind of little summary of his meeting with,
DEP.
the attorney that he was out there with. I mean, maybe
Hmm.
be a little summary of what was discussed and, any agreements, that would be helpful.
Since he's gonna submit stuff anyways, we might as well. That's a good idea. So more clarification on the isolated area.
And his meeting with, is it Bruce, was his name?
Yeah, meeting with the zone A guy. I just call him the zone A guy. I thought he was retired, but apparently not.
And I assume this RDA was to just verify jurisdictional resource areas, but without the narratives and every box checked under section D. I was personally a little bit confused by that. Again, I'm not gonna vote either way, but
We need required attachments to A.
yeah, I think Tamika already requested those
And
too,
to
pretty
B.
sure.
I
We
think
were talking about it last meeting.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, she said she hasn't got the additional information requested at the last meeting. So I guess that's just, we don't have the USGS, do we? He didn't, is that anything? That shows that if it's intermittent, he says there's no riverfront.
Pull it up.
But then he's got data sheets in here.
Maybe the natural heritage layer too, if you have that there.
Sure.
Looks like intermittent.
From what I can see from the rivers and streams data layer. Actually, let me just check one more thing before I get to. Okay, topo map.
Yeah, so the vernal pools, just to see if it's even
Oh,
on there as a
yeah.
certified or potential.
Certified. Potential. Looks like it's coming up as potential.
Yep.
It's saying there's a feature, but I'm seeing it right there.
Yeah, because that isolated area price sticks out like a sore thumb on the real,
Mm-hmm.
even though it's doesn't have the characteristics of a vernal pool. It's a forested wetland with a pretty significant understory. So I don't think it would qualify just from looking at it.
Okay. That dot is actually quite a ways away.
It's not even here.
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, I was looking at your cursor.
It's so hard to see those
Yeah.
little dots.
I know, it is.
And if we're unsure, like, there's no reason why we can't go do another inspection and we could even take a closer look at the boundary.
Mm-hmm.
Because we didn't walk the entire circumference, and we didn't walk and watch every flag. Like,
Yeah.
if anyone feels like they want to, since we have a submittal, I think we're allowed to take a look if we want to.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anything else?
That tributary is weird. Where does it go to? Is there a larger system or something?
It goes, this is downhill over here, so it's coming down to a wetland that's behind the property.
Oh yeah, that's what Julian said.
And then this eventually all drains into Devon Pond.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we were that close to Devon Pond.
Mhm. Yeah, not too far.
It's really pretty, actually. A nice wooded lot.
Cars and all.
Yeah, there's some really old, what are those?
Were they Mercedes? Yeah.
Like
Mercedes?
4 or 5.
Like
Classic
invalids?
Mercedes and Land Rovers.
Really? Wow.
And they're pulling them out, apparently.
They said they're gonna clean up all the garbage on the property.
Listen,
So you're at 14, so
I'm on the other side, I'm right at the intersection.
right at the intersection. Oh, okay.
Oh, over here. Okay.
And they do. So they don't have to do any butter notification.
Not for an RDA, no. There would have been.
I got a mother notification.
You
So-
did get into butter notification?
I got a mother notification.
Mother notification.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
She's on top of it.
Well, you know it.
That's good.
Yeah, RDAs only require.
No, she
newspaper
gave me the
notice.
thing in the paper for
Yeah,
this.
The legal
I
ad.
started
It would've been
looking,
a
so then
legal
I
ad.
sent it to an engineer to have him look at it.
Oh. So you did your homework. You probably know more about the site than we do.
I sent it to my son, who's an engineer who
Yep.
played all in there.
Ah. Interesting.
Because he said the left side is very, very wet.
Hmm.
It floods. And he said, he said with that notation and stuff, he had concerns.
So say the commission, if we said we didn't have any jurisdiction, then there's no stormwater requirement. The town of Rutland doesn't have like a local stormwater bylaw?
Well, we do. But there's no permit required under that bylaw, as far as I know. And what's the cutoff for
certain number of lots. If it's
4 or fewer.
right, 4 or fewer, doesn't trigger stormwater standards. And then 5 to 9 is limited stormwater standards, I think. And anything
think
over, I'd have to check the regs, but I think it's 5 to 9 is
Maximum
extent practicable.
practicable.
And then over 9 is full stormwater standard compliance is required.
So regardless if the commission has jurisdiction or not, that's just straight out stormwater management standards.
Mhm.
So if he's creating, say, 7 lots on a common parcel, then stormwater would be required?
I think there still needs to be jurisdiction for us.
The commission,
Yeah.
we can't exert jurisdiction over stormwater
Mhm.
if the development's not in an area regulated
Right.
under the Wetland Protection Act.
Right.
But you would think sometimes they just put stormwater in there anyway, like they might put rooftop infiltration units type of things. Sometimes they just do that. But it's not a requirement, and we, as a commission, we can't regulate
Mhm.
the stormwater in this instance, I don't think. What if there was like work in the 100-foot buffer, then we might be able to.
Mhm.
Part of the work has to be in a resource area or a buffer, a regulatory buffer.
And there's the buffer line here. So I assume that's BBW.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did walk down there.
Anything else on this item?
Sounds like we're just gonna push it till the 19th.
19th, ask for
For more
that
information.
additional information.
Skip, you want to make a motion again?
You made it before, right?
Yeah, it says, yeah. She's got it written down there already. Motion to postpone with additional information for the next meeting on the,
November 9th.
It was 19th.
Yeah.
It's so far away.
I'll second it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any discussion? No. Roll call?
okay,
Keenan and I.
Bjork and I.
Williamson, I.
Gentilucci abstain. All right. We'll talk about it again on November 19th. Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
You ready to churn through some Brintnal Estates NOIs?
Do we have to?
We've got a lot of them.
Does the applicant not have to be here?
I mean, technically, I don't think they have to be here.
I'm surprised about it.
Yes,
I'm surprised Clee's not.
yeah. Yeah.
Be Julian.
Normally you would be.
Julian's on vacay.
Oh, so that's
She's
why it's
probably
not
hunting
here.
in like Minnesota or something. Your place up there.
So we've got 11 of these. So I was thinking I know, just to keep things in order, I was going to open the hearing for the first one, which is Quail Run Drive, Lot 23R. We'll talk about that one. If we're all set, if there's no public comment. If we don't see a need to continue it, we can close the public hearing and we can vote as we wish. Or we can continue it, that's fine too. and then we'll basically do that for each one.
Yeah.
I'd like to keep, I think we should keep them separate, just because technically they are each individual NOI submissions. And I wrote them all down, so we can just go right down the list and I can check them off as we go.
Okay, and then the only other thing on this one, Jared, was that Rebecca Genro asked for a statement be included in the submittal that the lots were included in the stormwater requirements when the order of condition was issued for the roadway. And we do not have on file numbers. DEP numbers have not been issued for any of them.
Is that true? We do have file numbers.
So I just pulled up on the screen, this is the DEP comment letter.
So they did get a file number. This is for, I think I pulled up the right one. Pretty sure I pulled up the right one. Hold on.
It's
23R,
Quail Run.
although it says lot 83. But it was in this, it's in the same folder, so I'm gonna assume it's the right one. And yes, their comment was, this project is part of the Brintnal Estate subdivision, which is subject to stormwater standards. Roadway and stormwater management system for the entirety of the project appears to have been permitted under different file number. Form 3 should be revised to remove the marking of exempt and include a statement that stormwater was accounted for in the overall subdivision design and approved under that previous file number, 2770525. They recommended we verify lot development follows the drainage analysis. States that the site was designed to direct a majority stormwater from land alterations to the drainage system to mitigate peak rate of runoff.
So the detention basin where the stormwater is going was constructed. It was newly constructed, but it was constructed. And Julian said that's where all the stormwater is being directed. To the large basin at the end of Quail. Was it the end of Quail Run Drive?
It was back here, like
Yeah,
to the southeast.
right.
Let me zoom in on the locus. So this lot 20, this is lot 23.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I think that's
Sorry.
this one here.
Wow.
And yeah, there was a basin back here somewhere? Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. It does look like, based on the topography, everything is sloped down to the roadway and the drainage. You can see the drainage in the road, which I believe carries it all to that detention basin. I'd have to pull up the old subdivision plans to confirm that, but that's my recollection. Is all the roadway drainage. I think there were a couple basins in this subdivision, and all the roadway drainage discharged into those basins.
I would have to agree with that. And Julian said when you submit electronically and they ask you to amend the submittal, you literally can't amend it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really?
You cannot
Through
amend,
DEP?
once you submit it, that's it, you can't.
Oh.
So Julian's like, well, how am I supposed to amend
That's
this?
kind of odd.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say it's odd.
I mean, they wouldn't just take a statement from the engineer saying,
I would think, but
Does he just need to submit it directly to DEP maybe? And they can add it to the file on their end and submit it to us and we can add it to our file? I mean, he can certainly submit a new copy of the form to us and include that statement. I think from our purposes, I'd be okay with that.
yeah, I would too.
yeah, me too, I feel like that's more of a technicality.
Yeah.
Cause he already knows, but he just needed to confirm, like, how am I supposed to do this?
Yeah. Let me just pull that up, so it must be... Yeah, right here. Subject to stormwater standards, no single-family home. So they wanted to update this to say yes, and then just to reference the original submission. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense, that's a good comment. It's a minor one in the end, because it's just documenting this properly. Let me just sit through it.
Could we, so we're opening these, are we voting to issue orders or?
That's up to us if we want
Yeah,
to.
it's open to this one, if you wanna close it, and we'll either issue the orders or not.
We
Could we
can,
condition it? And say,
yeah, I suppose we could. Let me go back to DPs.
and say, that to require the additional comment to DEP that the stormwater management standards were addressed in the subdivision.
Yeah, just be submit an updated WPA Form 3. Let me pull up that section again.
You write this down so the motion can be made. 'Cause I won't
Tamika's
remember.
she's gonna listen to the recording. She says she can get it
So
all
update a wet
based on that.
connection act for, the stormwater section.
Yeah, let me pull up the section, just so we can be really specific. It's number 6 under, hold on. Section C, number 6, on WPA Form 3.
We was gonna say, yes, it is subject to the standards.
Yeah, it should, A should be checked, and Julian checked B1 for single-family home, saying it was exempt.
And then a statement saying that the stormwater management system was approved under file number 277-525.
0525. Yep. Yeah, so if they can get us an updated Form 3, honestly, it can just be that page too. And just a statement, brief letter that we can include in our files.
Is this phase 2? I think it's phase 2.
Was this one phased?
I don't know.
I think you mentioned it, I don't remember though.
Because I remember we were talking, remember we went out there, Jared, we did a site visit,
Mm-hmm. A while back.
Yeah, quite a while.
and they said the
Yes.
forestry guy messed up, and he cleared more than he was supposed to,
Yes, I do remember that.
that area.
Yeah. I don't think this part, I think this part might be maybe phase, I don't know what number, phase something of like the overall, because if you go back across the stream where they built the bridge, what's that, is that Grizzly Drive? I can't remember if it's Grizzly Drive or something else, but I think that they had built that portion of the subdivision years ago, and this kind of builds off of that.
Mm.
But I think this part of Brintnal is all, I think it's all generally one phase. I'd have to check the plans. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't remember if they were building it in phases or not.
So we could issue a standard order of conditions. On these Brintnal lots, do we normally require our standard special conditions?
If we see any special conditions that are needed for any of the lots, but if there's nothing, if there's nothing really too special about, we'll say for this lot, 23R, if it looks pretty standard, we can just stick with our standard conditions, yeah. Looks like the house I don't know, it's maybe at closest, well, actually, they have a thing right here, the deck's about 80 feet from the nearest wetland. They've got erosion control back here. I would guess that's probably about 25 feet off the wetland line.
Yeah, and he actually, what was that, you guys, I think there's actually a swale between the house and the wetland.
Yeah,
A berm?
they stripped the loom off and left like a big earth berm
Right.
loom
Okay.
in front of the silt fence.
Okay.
Technically, that's gonna add, it's gonna assist with the erosion control, because
Yeah.
the water's not gonna get through there and down to the silt fence as
Yeah.
easily. He said that was gonna remain until the house is done, and then they would use it back on the site.
Oh, okay.
That was on a different lot, wasn't
But I
it?
think that was on the other
Oh,
side.
the other side of the road, this outside.
I think this one's on the high side,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't think was gonna, this one,
Oh, okay.
because that's as you come in the road on the left, right?
Oh, okay,
Yep.
you're right.
That was all high side.
Yeah, that
I
was.
wasn't
Yeah.
really concerned about anything up there.
This is the one at the corner of, it is Grizzly Drive, okay.
Oh, but we
that's
didn't
fine.
come in. Is that one?
Corner of Grizzly and Quail.
I think so.
I didn't think so.
Brintnal the Grizzly.
Yeah, we took Brintnal over Grizzly.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any special conditions anyone thinks we should include?
I don't think so.
Nothing's jumped out at me, not for this one at least.
No, these are pretty cut and dry. These are like the other ones we did. That was a while ago, I don't know if they're Peter Green.
Price limit? Thinking of those ones?
Maybe. I don't think of anything on standard conditions other than maintain the erosion controls, but that's already in
Yeah, that's already in there.
It's already there.
a standard.
Yeah, I mean, special conditions would be like if we wanted markers or
Markers,
boulders or like
whatever.
something.
Permanent demarcation.
Yeah, permanent demarcation if there's any areas that are really close to the wetlands.
Okay.
I don't know, they've got a little bit of grading, looks like up to, call it 25 feet, but most of the site work is, actually, most of the site is beyond the 100 at least most of like the house, the front yard, driveway, that's all more than 100 feet.
I'm just ignorant. The top right corner, where it's over that 100-foot buffer, that's okay?
Right here?
Yeah.
Where the house crosses over?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, having the house inside the 100-foot buffer and the deck too, looks like about half the deck is,
Mhm.
that's okay, provided we're okay with it, but it is allowed.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, this is lot E3,
This is 23R.
lot 23R.
Yeah.
We're on lot 23R. I don't have anything else.
Any other comments from the commission? I know nobody's there, but I'm gonna ask. Any comments from the public? I just don't want to get in trouble for not asking. Hearing none.
We probably would.
Just, follow the rules, and you can only be blamed for so much.
That's right.
Motion to close the hearing.
Hear a motion. Second?
Second.
Clock eye.
Keenan, I.
York with that?
Woodside.
Gentilucci, aye. We want to take a vote on the conditions and issue those.
I think we should.
I make a motion to issue standard order of conditions for lot 23R, Quail Run Drive.
Second.
Any discussion?
Clock eye.
All right.
Keenan, I.
York with that?
Woodside.
Gentilucci, aye. All right, 23R, done. Moving to the next one.
if I can. This stuff out. Okay. Open the public hearing for Brintnal Estates, Quail Run Drive. We'll go to lot 24R. And two, there it is. So 23R, I think, in the right spot, right there. Yeah. So we're one lot to the right on the plan. We do have a DEP file number. It looks like the same comments. Yep, same comments from DEP. Okay.
So we issue a standard order of conditions, does each one? So
Yeah.
we just need an updated notice of intent, just one
We,
updated NOI form?
we need, well, actually,
Do we have to put this on every single
We do.
lot?
I think you should.
we
think you should.
do, because every lot has its own notice of intent submission with its own WPA form.
I
Yes.
think down the road too, different people are gonna own them, and then it's in perpetuity.
Yes.
So at that point, I think you still have to do them separate
Yeah. That's a good point. It's very likely that
down the road.
eventually the homeowner, whoever purchases the house and the property, will probably be the one that comes back for a certificate of compliance, because it won't be ready until after they've already sold the property.
But even if they wanna do something down the road, I think it comes into play.
Yeah.
So we want to issue a standard order condition with a condition that the NOI form be updated. Section C, number 6 of the NOI be updated. The stormwater section.
Oh yeah. Did we say that for lot 23?
No.
I don't think we
No,
specifically
just
did.
add it in.
Well, we'll say it now. For lot 23R, it'll be standard conditions with the special condition that they submit an updated WPA Form 3. It was section C, item 6. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And that's in the statement, that stormwater is essentially accounted for. In the previous notice of intent and order of conditions for the roadway work and the entire subdivision.
So that'll be a special condition for every single one of
It will
these.
be,
Yeah.
yes, it
Lots.
will have to be. Yep, I know.
Alright, so,
I know.
so lot 24.
So lot 24R. So it looks like 100-foot buffer is actually fairly close to the road. So the house. Oh, I just couldn't see it. Yeah, driveway's over here on the right. Erosion control line's back here. Looks like that varies, a little over 15 feet. I'm gonna guess and say that's maybe 20-ish feet.
Oh, because that's one of the, that's when she issues the order, she knows the distance between the limit of work and the boundary. So for 23R, do we say 80 feet?
It was,
Or it's a grading?
it was, I think it was 80 feet from the house to the wetland.
On 23R, it was about 25 feet. The limit of work / erosion control line was about 25 feet from the wetland.
Okay, and what about on this one?
This one, I would say maybe we just call it 15. I mean, it's like, I don't know, it's like 17 maybe.
It's just past the 15-foot buffer,
Okay,
so we can call it maybe 17 feet. We'll give them a couple feet.
okay, 17 feet.
So that's the limit of work. Anybody have any comments on this one?
So first we have to close it and then we have to
Yeah, I'll make the motion to close the
vote
hearing.
the issue.
Before we close, so no comments from the commission? Everybody's good with this one? Any comments from the public out there? Hearing none? All right. Guys,
Clock eye.
Keenan and I.
Bjorklund, aye.
Lynn's aye.
James Lucci, aye. Who seconded that? Did I miss that?
Second.
Okay. I thought I just missed it. Public hearing closed for lot 24R.
So,
And we'll talk order of conditions. So standard conditions plus the special condition to update WPA Form 3 and issue the statement that stormwater is covered under the previous, I should say, under the current order of conditions for file number 277-0525.
Motion approved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Clock eye.
Hearing none, roll call.
Keenan and I.
Bjorklund, aye.
Lynn's aye.
Gentilucci, aye. All right, 24 hours done. Moving on. Plan first. Okay, we'll open the public hearing for Quail Run Drive, lot 25R. We've got a DEP file number.
Let me guess.
Oh, that's interesting.
They cut and pasted?
Almost, mostly. So same comment on WPA Form 3. They had the same comment of just verifying lot development follows the drainage analysis that they previously submitted. And then they also note it's located within an ORW. I don't think I saw that on the previous two.
No, there wasn't.
WPA Form 3 should be revised as it inaccurately marks not being within an ORW. I wonder if that applies to the other lots.
Well, then,
Outstanding resource water?
Okay.
so are they talking about zone A?
No, ORW is different.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, ORW's, a critical area.
Yes, that's right. It's gotta be,
But why? Because it's this in the zone A?
Zone A is different.
I mean, zone A is a critical area, but what are the other critical areas?
Weird.
I just looked this up the other day.
There's a bunch of them.
And
There's
I thought it was up on that. Yeah.
Zone
Seems like
2,
that was like,
Oh,
there's
Unless it's
cold water
just like
fisheries,
Oh, yeah.
bathing beaches, outstanding resource waters.
Alright, well,
I feel like there's a couple more I'm forgetting.
yeah,
I want to say one of them's a coastal one that I just never remember.
I wish I had my notes with me.
I guess I didn't like that.
I wonder why.
Let's see if I can find this.
There's my house.
Was it?
Yeah, over here, right?
Yeah, the only thing I could think it would be a zone A.
Let's see. Okay. So,
Outstanding resource waters, yep.
That's
the whole thing.
Tim's purple.
Okay. I don't remember if that was flagged in the original notice of intent, but I'm assuming it probably was. I'm guessing that if they didn't pick up on it, we did. I see this as, again, kind of a bit of a formality that it should be noted on the NOI form, Form 3. I don't think it technically changes anything, because they would have accounted for that in their overall stormwater design before.
Agreed.
And I'm trying to remember, is there another? I think the other requirement, if you're in an outstanding resource water, I think you have to get your SWIP approved by DEP, which I'm going to assume they already did. They should have already at this point.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
That's weird.
I think it's an ORW triggers that. I'd have to look that up. It doesn't really impact us, it's more of a DEP thing.
Okay, so I don't understand how lot 25 is different than 23 and 24
I don't think it is.
in terms of an ORW.
Yeah, so I think, I hate to do this, but again, just so it's on the record, I think our order of conditions for lots 23R and 24R, in addition to what we talked about, I think also need to be revised to note that it is in an ORW. So that's going to apply to all of these notice of intent submissions under that special condition.
Where does he mark
Here, I'll pull
the
up.
ORW? Is that under section C also?
That might be a different section. Let me pull that up. Actually, that might be section C. I think it's just another number.
Is it just another checkbox?
Yeah. Hold on, let me find it. I know it's here somewhere. Here it is. Section C, item 4. Simply check yes instead of no.
Okay, fine.
It's actually the same page as item 6.
Yep.
So they could just, again, revise that one page, those 2 items, with that statement, and then we'll be all set.
So all of these ORWs, so section C needs updated to check number 4 and number 6.
Correct. Both should be marked yes.
Can we just make statements that that's a special condition for all of these?
I think so.
Do we have to say it every single time?
We should say it for everyone going forward. Let's go back and just say that will apply for 23R and 24R as well, as long as everybody is comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so for 25R, anybody have any other comments on this one? I'll go back to the plan. Just take a quick look. Looks like 15 feet is the closest limit of work to the wetland. About half the house is in the 100-foot, half is out. Part of the driveway in, part out. Any other special conditions we want here?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Any other comments from the commission members?
Nope.
No? Any comments from the public out there? Hearing none? Any reason we can't close this public hearing?
Motion to close.
Second.
Discussion?
Clock eye.
Hearing none?
Keenan, aye. Bjork and I.
Williamson, aye.
Gentilucci, aye. All right, public hearing closed for lot 25R. For order of conditions, we'll include our standard conditions, and then one special condition,
that they update WPA Form 3, Section C, items 4 and 6. Mark those as yes. Provide that statement. Did I miss anything?
Mm-mm.
Is that it?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right.
Clock eye.
Keen and I.
Bjork and I.
Williamson.
Jim Salucci, aye. All right. 25R. Done. This is kind of painful. It's all right. We'll get through it.
Yeah, let's pick a good one in this.
I know.
I know.
Man, so much excitement. Okay, next lot down, 26R. Pull up BP's comments and file number, which we do have. Okay, so this one is like the last one. They note Form 3 updates, confirming it follows the original drainage analysis, and they note the ORW.
Yep.
All right. Let's see, what do we got for work? Oh, whole house is outside the 100 foot, that's good.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
Yeah. Driveway, actually, even the whole driveway's outside the 100 foot, just makes it. And limit of work is back here. Actually, back of the property is right there. Wetlands are way back here. I'm gonna take a guess and say it's probably, I'm gonna say about 50 feet.
Are these 1 to 20 scale? Because I mean,
What is this?
I think Tamika would actually probably measure.
This is 1 to 20. I'm eyeballing it based on that being 15. I'll double that to 30. And I would say it's probably not quite triple to the erosion control line. So I would say somewhere around 50 feet plus minus.
Yeah.
That's my guess. Any comments from commission members? Any special conditions other than our favorite special condition?
Same as the previous.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So, motion to close?
Any comments from the public? None. Take a motion.
She made the motion, I seconded it.
There we
I
go.
made the motion.
Yep.
All right. Roll call.
Clock eye.
Keen and I.
Bjork and I.
Williamson.
Jen Salucci, aye. Public hearing closed for lot 26R. Order of conditions for lot 26R will include standard conditions and one special condition to update WPA Form 3, Section C, items 4 and 6, check yes instead of no, and provide said statement that we've already talked about, that I won't describe in detail again, because we all know what it is. That's
So
it.
moved.
There we go.
Second.
Second. Any discussion? None. Roll call.
Clock eye.
Keen and I.
Bjork and I.
Williamson.
Jen Salucci, aye. 26R. Done. All right, moving on. Opening the public hearing. Quail Run Drive, lot 27. This was 27A.
Huh?
That's throwing me off. That's different from the, oh, that's because it's alphabetical. That's fine. We'll do 27A. Plan.
But 27A Quail Run.
Yep. Get the DP letter open. We do have a file number. Same comments as last time. Okay.
Who submitted the comments? Is that Rebecca?
It is, yes, Rebecca Gendro. Am I pronouncing that right?
I guess.
My apologies if I'm not, Rebecca.
Genro. Is that French?
Maybe.
Sounds like it.
Looks like this one's off the cul-de-sac at the end of Quail Run Drive.
Yep,
Quail
that's
Run
right.
Drive, yeah. Let's see, 100 foot is here. Looks like most of the house is in the 100. Back part of the driveway is. Everything else is outside. Limit of work is right here. And I'd say closest point to the wetland from the limit of work, I don't know, maybe a little over 30 feet. That's 15,
Yeah, 30, 40.
30-ish.
35. Yeah.
35? Call it 35 maybe? Looks like it's a little bit more than 30. We'll call it 35.
Okay.
Any comments? Concerns?
Same conditions as previous one.
Yeah. Okay with that.
Turn this off. Just turn it off. Like, leave me alone. Okay, sorry. Were you doing the motion?
Not quite. I gotta ask.
Oh, the public
Any
comments.
comments from the public? None.
Motion to close the hearing.
Hear a motion?
Second.
In a second. Discussion? None? Roll call.
Keenan, aye.
Bjorkman, aye.
Woodside.
Chancelucci, aye. Public hearing closed for lot 27A. Order of conditions for lot 27A will include standard conditions and special condition. As we've already described many times, we'll just leave it at that.
So moved.
Second.
Clock eye.
Keenan, aye.
Bjorkman, aye.
Williamson.
Chancelucci, aye. All right, 27A, done. Moving on, we'll open the public hearing. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. For 27R.
Huh? How come he's calling it 27R?
I don't know.
It's on the radius.
The last one was too, though.
Hey, you gotta think it so quick.
So what,
That makes sense.
27A and this is 27R?
Yes. And I'm pretty sure, actually, maybe they're not right next to each other. They're both off the cul-de-sac. They're close to each other. I don't know why one's A and one's R.
Okay.
No idea. But this one is R. Also off the cul-de-sac. Looks like most of the house is outside the 100 foot. It's hard to see the driveway, but it looks like pretty much all of it's outside, except for a little bit.
The turnaround, yeah.
Let's see, limit of work is here. And wow, wetlands are way back there. Got some good buffer here. If I had to guess, that's probably the closest point to the wetland. And 15, 30, I don't know, maybe 40-ish feet,
Sure.
give or take. Let's say about 40 feet. It's the closest point from limit of work to edge of wetland. Any comments from the commission members?
Same as the previous.
Do we have any comments from the public? Hearing none.
Motion to adjourn.
I think you jumped the gun there, Skip.
Motion to close
Bill wants to
the
get out of
hearing.
here.
Second.
Right?
Roll
All
call.
in favor, let's go.
Clock eye.
Keenan, aye.
Bjorkman, aye.
Williamson, aye.
Chancelucci, aye. All right, public hearing closed for Quail Run Drive, lot 27R. Now, talk order of conditions for lot
Same
27R.
as previous.
Come and hang out with us, Peter. Order of conditions, same as before, will include standard conditions and the special condition that we've already described many, many times. Any comments from the commission members on that?
Nope. Motion.
I hear a motion,
Second?
and a second, discussion. Not hearing
Clock
any.
eye.
Roll call.
Yeah.
You okay, Matty?
Winston.
Gentilucci, aye. Lot 27R is done.
See what you're missing, Peter?
I know. This is riveting.
How many more of these do we have?
We've done
12.
1,
More than
2,
halfway.
3, 4, 5, 6. We have 5 more. Come on, we're cranking through this now.
Yep, you got it down to a
We'll be
science.
done by midnight at least.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Okay, we'll open the public hearing for Quail Run Drive, lot 29. Just 29, no letters after it. I don't know why, but that's what they're calling it. And DEP. I want this open. Open up, please. There we go. We have the DEP file number. We have comments from DEP. Looks like the same as
Same as
previous.
yours.
Okay.
This is on the other side of the road.
This
Yeah.
one is,
So-
yes, this is on, I guess we'll call it the west side.
Yep.
So it's over here, yeah. Let's see, wetlands are, where are the wetlands? Oh, back here. So wetlands are back here, 15-foot buffer, 100 foot's out here, house is outside. Yeah, driveway's over here, so that's outside too. Okay. Erosion control line, limit of work is here. Looks like this one has a 400-foot primary protection zone, not that that really impacts us, but good to know. I'm gonna say that's probably the closest point to the wetland. And that's, I don't know, 30, 35-ish, maybe 40 feet. Does that sound
Yeah,
about right? Or look about right?
Say 40?
42 and a half.
All right, there we go. Yeah, we can call it 40. Any comments from the commission?
Same as the previous, as far as restrictions go.
Any comments from the public?
I noticed in the DCR comments that they said they should amend the filing.
Yeah.
Have they done that?
Don't know. For this lot specifically.
Yeah, it was in the comments.
Yes.
It was in the DEP comments?
Yes, DEP, not DCR, excuse me.
Oh,
This project is located within an ORW. The WPA Form 3 should be revised.
yes.
Yep.
Yes, they
Those-
all need to be.
Those are our two special conditions.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I missed that.
But the problem is, Julian said you can't amend an electronic submittal. There's no way to go back in and change it. So he was,
So he's gonna submit something in writing, I guess, or
Yeah.
something.
saying that's,
So yeah, the form, WPA Form 3 needs a couple of edits. It doesn't really change anything, at least from our perspective, but it's more of a formality, but it should be updated. And then also provide the statement that stormwater was designed and handled under the previous filing, which is the file number 2770525. So yeah, that one would apply here as well. Heard no public comments. Well, Peter, you're public, right?
No meaningful
You,
comments.
you count as the public.
Yeah, we have one person.
I
I'm so
know,
excited.
this is great. Any other public comments? Nothing? Motion to close.
Motion to close,
Second,
clock eye.
Keenan and I.
Bjorkman, aye.
Williams, nice.
Gentillucci, aye. Public hearing for lot 29 is closed. We'll talk order of conditions, include our standard conditions, plus the special condition as previously described.
So moved.
Second.
Wait,
I know what I say.
Give you some.
Tim
Second.
Keenan or BB?
Biggie.
Clock eye.
Keenan and I.
Bjorkman, aye.
What was that?
Gentillucci, aye. All right, lot 29 is done.
4 to go.
We will go to Quail Run Drive, lot 30. We will open the public hearing for this one. Also on the west side of the road. So right next to the one we just talked about. And DEP.
Same order of conditions, are there? Yeah.
Yes, we've got a file number. We've got Form 3 updates. Same comment, yep. Okay. Let's see what we got on this one. Here's the 100-foot. House is definitely in it. Most of the driveway's out of it. Erosion control / limit of work line is here. Wetland kind of juts out right here, so that'll be the closest point, which is 35-ish feet, plus minus.
Yep.
Yeah, hard to say. It's at least 30. Let's call it 35. Give them a few extra feet. Any comments or concerns from the commission? Hearing none. Any comments from the public? Hearing none. You want to close this
Motion
hearing?
to close this hearing.
There it is.
Second.
Roll call.
Clock eye.
Keenan and I.
Bjorkman, aye.
Williams, aye.
Gentillucci, aye.
You can have the extra.
Public hearing for lot 30, Quail Run Drive is closed. Order of conditions, standard conditions, plus the special condition as previously described.
So moved.
Second, somebody?
You just said it. All right,
There you
go.
Clock eye.
Keenan and I.
Bjorkman, aye.
Aye.
Was that an aye?
To stand up.
You said aye, right, Clinton?
Yes.
Okay, Gentillucci, aye. All right.
Gotta laugh a little bit, otherwise we're
Right.
stuck crazy.
Too late.
All right, lot 30, I'm done with that one. Last one for Quail Run Drive, lot 31. We'll open the public hearing for this one.
Let's try it again.
Okay. Yep, actually, yeah, we're getting a little closer to Grizzly Drive. Last one before you hit Grizzly. And DEP. It's weird, the DEP references different lot numbers.
What?
Yeah, I noticed that.
That makes,
At lot 91.
Yeah, this.
why, yeah, that's why I was confused. It said 83 for like,
Yeah,
No, that is the assessor's map ID.
Oh, that's right, thank you, Peter.
it
Yeah,
is.
map
Yes.
44A, lot 91, so that's from assessors. The lot 31, all the lot numbers we've been going off of are the lots as per the subdivision plans, yeah. That does get confusing though,
I feel sorry for Tamika.
I know.
She's such short disorders.
We have a DEP file number, and we have the, whoop, didn't mean to click that. We have the same comments as before. All right, let's see.
I'd say the same conditions as the previous lot.
Yep. Looks like I don't know, third of the house within the 100-foot, rest out, driveways out. Limit of work is, boy, how far is this from the wetland?
Quite a bit. 30. It's gonna be at least 60 feet.
Yeah, 50.
What's that say on the arrow to the deck?
This is 75. That is from the deck to the back property line.
Oh, it doesn't help.
Well, I mean, if you were to slide this end of the arrow back to the wetland,
It'd be
you
about the
slid
same.
this
About 90.
back about the same, so that's probably 75 feet from the wetland. Go back a little more. I don't know, 65, 60-ish?
The closest is gonna be the rightmost corner. I think
Right
that's
there.
slightly closer of the house than the deck is.
So the limit of
Oh,
work,
you're talking.
Because the 100-foot wetland cuts through the house.
It
Yeah.
does. We were determining what's the closest point, closest limit of work to the wetland. Not the
That's
house, but limit of
true.
work. Which, you might be right, it might, maybe it's still here.
No, they're not parallel. It cants inward towards the house. So I think you got, that corner is almost, the corner right near the 75.37 on the ECB line, that's the closest spot.
Are you sure? Because the wetland actually jumps in a little bit here. And that looks shorter
True.
than that, just a little
I
bit.
know, but that's off the lot.
Well, technically, yes, it is, but I don't think that matters.
Okay.
You know,
Then-
that point is still within X amount of feet from a jurisdictional resource area, even though it is technically off the spot.
Okay, then what would that, let's use that one where the hand is.
Let's see. 15. I'm gonna say 45 to 50
Yeah.
ish. We'll call it 50.
Sure.
Okay. So 50 feet, closest point from limit of work to edge of wetland. Any
Would it be nice
comments?
to add that to the drawings?
Yes, that would be super.
That should be a
nice.
question.
So we don't have to guess.
That should totally be a question
Yeah. Yeah.
for the applicant.
No, we should tell them they gotta do that from now on.
I mean, we certainly
Yeah.
can.
Make their own rules.
That's right. We can do that. I think.
Submission guidelines, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We definitely could. Any comments, questions, concerns from the commission? Hearing none. Any comments from the public? Hearing none.
Motion to close hearing.
Close, there it is.
Second.
Clock eye.
Yeah.
Bjork and I.
Bloomside?
Gentillucci, aye. Quail Run Drive, Lot 31, public hearing is closed.
Do we know if these are all sold yet?
I do not know. I have no idea.
The water and connections are in.
If only the applicant was here.
No, the only reason I ask is because I'm wondering how long since there are so many at once,
Mhm.
wonder how many are gonna sit.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, so,
Because they're not gonna get built till they're sold. That's not a knock, that
Yeah,
is.
that's just the reality. of
behavior.
it. Yeah.
3 years they have,
Yes.
that's a good point.
Yep. Yeah, maybe they'll have to extend some of them potentially. Well,
But I do also then have to wonder why it was important to get this many in one
Didn't you
meeting.
say that
Right?
the building could start as soon as, November, and there would be people living in them by January or February? I thought he said that.
Really?
He said something like that. Yeah.
wow, that's pretty aggressive.
So then he thinks they're pretty much sold then.
Maybe.
Yeah, he did say you
Maybe.
can't build them fast enough.
Yeah.
When he was here.
Yeah, and he
Oh.
said he's adding 100 grand to the cost.
Of the houses?
Because that's what people are willing to pay.
Well, that's the market these days.
It's
I
insanely
know, it is crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, it's a good question, Peter. I don't know about these ones, but I mean, in the past, typically, they come to us, they already have them spoken for, right? Usually.
Yeah, I'm just surprised by the number
Yeah.
of them
Well.
all at once. That's what surprised me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to
No.
interrupt.
that's okay.
That's a good point
It's,
though.
yeah, it's a good question. Did I ask for public comment already?
Yeah, you did, we
I did,
closed
right?
that already.
We closed it, right? No,
Yeah.
we're good. Order of conditions.
Standard conditions, and the special condition as previously discussed.
So moved. Yep,
Second.
Second.
All right.
clock eye.
Keenan, aye.
York and I.
Woodside.
Gentilucci, aye. All right, lot 31 is done. We're getting close, guys. All right, now we're gonna go to, hold on, which one is it? Brintnal Drive, lot 102.
Huh?
Yeah, we're really jumping around here.
Wait a second.
Yep.
We did that one. Wasn't that the first one we did?
Nope.
Oh,
No, but I would wanna have site visits on those.
Yeah, we didn't go there.
Oh, really?
No, we
Okay.
just looked at the ones on Quail.
Oh, okay.
102,
Wait, is this-
102, lot 102, 104.
Can we open here though?
You absolutely can
Yeah.
open the hearing.
We can open the hearing, and if we want to continue, that's totally fine. So I'll open the hearing, public hearing for Brintnal Drive. We'll start with lot 102. I've got the plan. Let me just pull up, do you have a DP comment or letter? We do have a file number. Their comment's a little bit different here. So they're saying, project appears to be part of a larger subdivision, which yes it is. May be subject to stormwater standards. We should verify if the lot may be subject to the stormwater standards.
Well, it's clearly subject to the current ones, I just don't know how those apply, how the current stormwater standards apply when this was, the subdivision was approved under previous regulations.
Right.
That was that long ago?
Okay, so
So
this,
where's one of
Or may
This-
have been.
this
Yeah.
is not part of Brintnal Estates.
No, it's Stony Brook,
Yes.
is what
Oh.
it said on.
That's why I was confused for a second there. So it's not part of Brintnal Estates, so that makes sense, because you guys, when you did the site walk, you walked everything on Quail Run Drive, which is part of Brintnal Estates. This is on Brintnal Drive, so Pommogussett, Route 56 is right here, so just off Pommogussett, coming up Brintnal. And so this first one is 102, which is this lot right here. And then we'll get to the other one, I believe it's 104, which actually does show up on this plan, but we'll get to that one in a minute. So this is for lot 102.
Well, hold on, was there a Stony Brook Estates filing?
Yeah, right? Lot 102 is number 5.
Because this, I mean, I remember when they did that corner lot, that was a while ago, but I don't remember an NOI filing, and that means that if this is a single development, because it wouldn't have been a subdivision, the roads
Right.
already exist.
Yep.
But if this is a single development, then they have to meet the current stormwater standards because the others, they had never done stormwater as a subdivision, and clearly this meets. In fact, how much disturbance is there? Does it even say what on this one lot?
So this is,
It does not
It
say how
doesn't
much
say.
disturbance is on this lot.
so this
no.
one parcel was just broken up into like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lots.
Probably.
1, 2, 3.
Well, I think, so lot,
It's 5
lot
lots.
100 is here, 101 is here. Those houses are already there, right?
101, yes. 100, I don't know.
Okay. I thought there was already,
In fact, is there a date on this plan? Can you go look at that quickly, please?
2016.
There you go. So
Wow.
more places exist than.
Wow.
So there is, I'm going to go back and say it again, I don't believe there was ever a filing for this development, which means that the entire development's stormwater standards have to live in these two lots.
There should have been a filing for this one, if the wetlands are right there.
And we have jurisdiction.
No, yes, I'm sure there was a filing for that lot.
For that lot,
Mhm.
just as a
There was
standalone
no,
lot.
but this is a cohesive development of more than 4 lots, and so it is subject to the larger stormwater standards. So,
So this was one large property at one point?
I believe so.
Okay.
And we have jurisdiction on stormwater on this one, unlike the other ones, because it works in the buffer.
Yes.
Correct.
If, well, DEP says that if any part of the work is within jurisdiction, then the stormwater is within jurisdiction.
Yes.
Right.
So,
As
I
long
mean, there is
as
no
it's-
question on both of these lots that they are both jurisdictional.
We were just talking about this, there's the
Right.
threshold, it's gotta be at least 4 lots,
4 lots and 1 acre.
4, what's the 1 acre?
I thought 1 acre disturbance, no matter how much land.
Oh, okay.
Because then the CGP kicks in.
Right.
Although that's different from stormwater standards.
No, but the stormwater
It's
standards are
related,
still
I
1
s-
acre for 4 lots.
I would say this is subject to the standards. But the NOI application.
It's not, but Glenda, my point is that not only are these lots subject to the standards, these lots need to make up the totality of stormwater for the entire development.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah.
because we talked about that before.
Yes, that's the kicker here. I think that's the really interesting
When
part
did
of
we,
this.
what did we talk about this on what? Was it a different project?
Yes,
Yes.
was it over, shoot,
Irish,
was it Irish?
the old Viner property. No, it should have applied to the Viner property, but
Was it
nobody
Ridge
thought
Road?
about it.
I can't
Yeah.
remember.
What, was it Wachusett Road? What's the one
It
that's up near
was,
Princeton?
no, Pleasantdale. Cleese lots on Pleasantdale,
Oh, that-
right near the stream.
That did come up on that one, yes. The one I'm thinking of is near the Princeton line. And
Oh, yes,
I don't
yes,
remember
yes.
the name of that one.
The old Zottely
Yeah,
properties.
I
Yes.
thought that was Ridge Road.
Yeah, Ridge and Wachusett Road,
It is, okay.
Wachusett Street Road.
Road, I was, it's
Road.
road, right? Wachusett Road,
So-
yeah.
Can you repeat that again? These 2 lots have to make up for.
Have to make up all the stormwater for the entire development thus far. I mean, assuming that there's no more to the development.
Oh, boy.
So I think one thing we need to verify is, and it sounds like the answer to this is yes, but at some point, this was all one large property. It was subdivided. Not
And A&R.
not in the sense of a typical subdivision, because the roads existed.
No,
Pommogussett,
but A&R lots were more than likely created
Yes.
from the one larger.
And if you create between 4 and 9, you're at least subject to stormwater standards to maximum extent practicable, right? And then above 9, it would be full stormwater standards. So this would fall within that 4 to 9 range.
So he needs to give us a stormwater report.
He needs a stormwater plan for the entire development.
Yes, it would have to account
Okay.
for the development of all the lots, even lots that are already built
In existence.
and existing and somebody's living there, potentially.
Yep.
It doesn't mean anything has to happen on that lot in particular, but
What did the NOI say? Was it checkmarked this time correctly?
yeah, let me pull that up.
It's
Oh,
stormwater
there it is.
management standards apply.
Let's see what it says. Section C. It says exempt single-family home.
Wrong. No. Hey, I am, Julian does this every single time. He does it more than 2 times.
So.
Could I ask you to suspend space?
Oh, okay. DP comment says, this project appears to be part of a larger subdivision, which may have been subject to mass stormwater standards. Commission should verify if the lot may be subject to the stormwater standards. And I just wanted to pull up, see if I can find this quickly.
my highlighted version of this is on my work computer. And this is not my work computer.
This is gonna be an argument,
Well,
for sure.
it was on that Wachusett Road one.
It's gonna be
and-
that same argument.
And at
And
the
we
end of
actually
the
ended up
day,
We ended
you
up denying
remember,
one of those because it was in Zone A.
and
you can't have
remember that
stormwater
Julian
discharges
came
in
back
Zone A.
with an amended plan that moved property lines that fixed the issues so that he could get his permits.
Yeah.
Right, so this is a perfect example of the same thing. When he's checking that they don't apply.
I don't wanna belabor this, I can look this up afterwards.
Yeah,
but-
if you would just verify that 5 to 9
Yeah,
maximum.
I know I have it in one of these, here we go, it might actually be right here. Stormwater standards shall apply to maximum extent practicable. Housing development and redevelopment projects, attached single-family dwellings on 4 or fewer lots that have a stormwater discharge that may potentially affect a critical area. And where's the other one?
Potentially affect, so if there's this is mapped zone A, I would say yes, they do
Even if
have.
it's not mapped zone A, look at the slopes. Everything slopes right towards that wetland, which means all the runoff, all the stormwater's running right into it.
Yeah.
Right, and they have to treat it first. So they're gonna need some kind of treatment.
I think those are.
They had no, I didn't notice a single detention basin on that plan.
No, there's
No.
nothing, there's not even infiltration.
Yeah,
of
Right,
the-
there's,
Probably because they put them all in as individual lots.
yep. And this all happened before this commission was really aware and working with stormwater. So
Right.
when 101 went in, we would have said, yep, that single family house, go at it. Yep.
Right.
Now we know better.
I think it was that Wachusett Road projects where I think DEP actually was the one that flagged that
Yeah.
initially. To say that it was one large property, it's been subdivided, that's fine. But it was, I forget how many lots, like 12, 13, something like that. It exceeded the 9, I remember that. These
And-
lots are also in an ORW,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is,
That was another comment.
That's a
Yeah,
critical
yes.
area.
yes, which is a critical area.
So yes, there is a high potential of discharge to a critical area.
So, there you go, critical areas include outstanding resource waters. Trying to find something else here. Sorry.
Yeah, and we don't know which houses exist and which don't.
Practically, though, that doesn't matter. I mean, in terms of the application before you, it doesn't matter that the plan is nearly 10 years old and more houses exist than are on that. That is actually, it's not germane to this application.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna be asking for stormwater for everything.
Yep.
Whether it's built or not. But yeah, that is a steep slope. And why does he have one little tiny house right in the intersection? At
Because that's,
Pommogussett?
That one's already there.
that one
Oh,
is
that was
there. That's
existing.
where all
That's
that-
not teeny.
No, it's not.
not?
No, no.
That's where they had all that junk dumped and buried and caused a
Did he?
stink and everything else.
56?
You weren't on the board at the time, I guess.
No, I can't even find Brintnal Drive, so. I get so lost when I walk. I just go.
And now you gotta go around to get there anyway.
I'm like, Julian, how do I get out of this place? I'm like trapped in here. It's horrifying.
Trying to find this quickly so that we don't waste too much time, but I'm noticing if you do have stormwater discharge to a critical area, standards apply to maximum extent practicable for a development that's 4 lots or fewer. I think if you're more than 4 lots and you discharge to a critical area, I think you have to meet them completely. I'm pretty sure. I just haven't found that language in here, but I know it's somewhere. I thought there was a list right in here that talked about that. I may just be missing it because I'm reading really quickly.
So this is chapter 1 of the handbook.
Yes, it is.
What is the new regs? Stormwater regs? Are they still?
I don't think they've updated
I
them.
think
They-
they extended
they-
the comment.
They're still
period.
working on
They
it.
are still working on them. They have not said when they'll be out yet.
Oh.
They got a lot of comments. A lot.
Yeah, I know.
Like thousands. I'm pretty sure.
MACC probably wrote a novel.
They, yes, MECC had a lot of
I know
comments.
they did.
A lot of consultant firms had a lot of comments. Yeah, they received quite a few. I'll have to find that language. I'll look it up later. But I mean, at a minimum, yes, they would at least apply to maximum extent practicable. But I feel like it's listed somewhere, and maybe it's in the regulations itself. I'll find this for next time. I think they're actually subject to the standards completely, not just to maximum extent practicable, because it's more than 4 lots and it's in an ORW.
Okay. So what does that, we have to,
And they said it's not in an ORW. Again.
so we have to, we can't even issue an order because we're having
Oh,
some
no.
discussion.
I think we're gonna continue this one and then we'll have to continue the next one, I'm assuming, but, yeah, I would not be in favor of closing this public hearing yet.
So should we have somebody contact the applicant to let him know, like Tamika?
Yes, maybe the best course would be just to say, hey, can you be here at our next meeting, which will be
That's the thing,
November
that's like 1
19th.
month.
It is. We have questions and we have concerns, and we need to talk to the applicant about it.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's the way to do it.
I
Okay.
think that's probably the best course of action,
Okay.
because we have questions that hopefully they can answer. And
So lot 104,
Both
is
lots.
this one?
Yeah, that's
I can't-
104.
Can't see. There was no house number, but it's right next to number 17. Do you notice there's no property boundary for lot 104 on the right-hand side? Oh, it's way over.
It's the
Yeah,
website.
it goes way
It's
back.
that whole,
Yeah.
Oh, is that all wetland? I wonder.
Looks like it, yeah.
no, it looks like it ends here. That may be clear. That may be upland. Because I don't see any of the little logos back there.
Yeah, I was just thinking now, he can't come back in because there's no more frontage, right?
Correct, he cannot divide
So
because
this
he
is just
doesn't have
gonna,
frontage.
this is gonna be just left alone. We have questions.
50 feet, with we got 5 acres back there.
It looks like the whole back area of that
Yeah, it's all
lot
wet.
104 is all wetlands. That's back here. I believe that's this lot.
Okay, so
Okay.
And if I remember correctly,
that's good.
I think we did get a notice of intent for this house. I vaguely remember walking that. It was several years ago at this point,
Oh gosh.
but I vaguely remember that one because that did have a steep
Where's that on
slope.
here?
Which house, Jared?
Let me pull it.
That's lot 103,
I
isn't
think
it?
it's 103.
So this one here.
Yeah, 103.
I have that as number 7. The steep slopes. Why is it so
7.
steep?
Yep, 7 Brintnal Drive. Yeah, that's why I remember that one. It had a very steep slope in the back. So I think they basically built up a pad for the house and the yard and the driveway, and then it sloped back down.
Is it riprap?
I
Grass.
don't remember. I don't remember. I think that was at least a
It was-
couple years ago.
I would bet
probably
that
more.
it's not based on the builder.
Hmm.
But like 1-to-1 slopes are usually riprap, right?
A 1-to-1? Yeah.
I don't think they're 1-to-1, they're probably 2-to-1.
Yeah. I mean, it
That's a guess though, based on my quick scan of the drawing.
Okay.
doesn't look like riprap from the aerial, but it's hard to tell. And it was just so long ago, I don't remember.
Oh wow.
I do remember it being pretty steep though.
Steep house.
Yeah.
Can you put up topo? I mean, they're only 10-foot topos, but that'll tell you a lot.
Yeah. Let's pull up. Not that one. 3-meter lines. Wow, it's actually a lot of drop across this property. 1072 to 62 to 53 to 43. That drops quite a bit. I wonder if these contours might reflect before the property was
before
developed.
developed.
That would be my guess. Because I don't remember that much drop across the built portion
Right.
around the house. That's definitely more level. I think it slopes to the backyard, but it's fairly level. Yeah, so I mean, that shows up as like 10-ish feet. That might be more like 20 feet.
Well, it's certainly a good question for the applicant about how steep that is and how they're gonna.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean, look at,
we want them to address stormwater, contour slopes.
yeah, we'll need them. They show pretty steep slope in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll want to confirm how steep is that slope? How are they stabilizing it?
They have to treat their stormwater though on the lot.
They
Don't
would, yes.
How are they gonna do it? Little reindeers, little tiny reindeers.
That burden is on the applicant, not us to figure
And
out.
then, where are they allowed to discharge? They have to go into the public drainage system?
No, they don't have
It'll
to.
go over the surface.
I mean, they could discharge near the back of the lot if they wanted to.
So as long as it's, but they have to treat it first.
There's no stormwater near here.
Yeah.
There's stormwater across Brintnal and up the hill, but there's no stormwater.
In this section of
And
Brintnal Drive.
there's no public stormwater in this area. Because when they're doing further up Brintnal at, I forget the name of it now. But the new acres that Cleve's building up on Brintnal a little further up, that's all private. It's all private stormwater.
Okay.
In fact, it's all private sewer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this part of Brintnal's gravel, right? This is.
Oh, yeah.
This section's all gravel.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, all right.
So, yeah, they'd have to probably discharge to the back of the property. I mean, that's where the water goes, that's where the wetland is, so you'd want the stormwater to go there eventually anyways, but they'll have to treat it, mitigate it. I mean, they're adding impervious area, so there's gonna be mitigation needed, there'll be some treatment needed, yeah.
Alrighty then.
And being in an ORW, treatment is heightened. It's a 1-inch water quality volume in a critical area instead of half-inch. So it's double the treatment required.
Wow.
It's based on the current regs.
And again, they have to absorb everything from the entire development
entire
across
development.
these two lots.
Yes.
So they will look at the, I'm bad with stormwater. They'll look at the pre and post drainage.
And they have to basically compensate for lots that don't have stormwater management on the lots that they would have to add stormwater management to.
Right.
So for say lot 102, whatever they decide to put in, hypothetically, they might design it to handle lots 100, 101, and 102.
And if you look at the constraints, like what areas do they have? If they want to do detention or something,
Yep.
or retention,
Yeah, there's not a lot of space. Definitely not on 102. 104, maybe. Might be some room in the back there.
Yeah, but they have to pipe it over there.
They would. Yes.
And that means a crossing of some sort.
Yep, maybe.
this,
Yeah.
yeah, this could get complicated.
Yep.
Oh, well, not our problem.
No,
So,
tell them to come in, we wanna talk to them.
we
Yeah,
have
yeah.
questions on
Lots of questions.
where's the stormwater? So,
Question
so we
about
opened,
stormwater?
I'm sorry,
Question about stormwater, yeah.
and several other questions. So we opened
Yeah.
this hearing,
For 102.
We did.
so now we have to do a motion to continue to a known date.
If everybody is all set discussing it, yes,
Mhm.
I think that would be the next logical step.
And that was the 19th.
November 19th is our next meeting, yes.
Motion to postpone this hearing,
Continue.
continue this hearing, I should, yeah, cut this to the 19th of November.
Oh,
2 days before town meeting.
Oh, great. And Christmas time.
It's coming.
Well, it's a week before Thanksgiving.
Christmas is December.
Yeah.
I know.
Thanksgiving
We're in
comes
November.
first.
Come
By
on.
Thanksgiving, you're like thinking about Christmas.
Halloween's before that, come on.
And Walmart's already got other Christmas.
Yeah, don't we already have
It's
Easter
been
candy out?
out for months, hasn't it? Yeah.
Easter.
All right, we got a motion? I heard a second, right?
Second.
Okay.
Clock eye.
York and I.
Huh, Williamstown.
Okay, public hearing for lot 102 will be continued to November 19th.
So you can decide to open or not open 104 based on its,
We won't, we're not gonna open 104.
We don't have to open it.
I guess technically we don't have to, right?
No,
We
you
can
are.
open it and continue it to the 19th.
you can do this,
That's
yeah,
all right.
open and quick, continue will also do the same thing.
And I apologize, I didn't ask the public if they had any comments on 102.
All of me.
That's true, we got lots of public comments on that one,
We
actually.
heard that,
Um,
Mr. Crane.
just to be consistent, I would suggest we open the hearing for 104. I don't think we really have any additional comments to talk about, we've kind of talked
Okay.
about them already. And then we can continue that one, just so that they're both in line. Does that make sense to everybody? Well, let me open the hearing first. I'll open the public hearing for Brintnal Drive, lot 104. Any comments?
Motion to
Continue?
continue to the 19th.
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Clock eye.
Keenan and I. York and I.
Williamstown.
Gentilucci, aye. All right.
So how many more you got?
Ugh.
That's all the NOIs?
Those are all the NOIs. What else we have
It's
here?
only 10 o'clock.
Okay, those are all the public hearings, so that's good. We're getting somewhere.
How exciting.
Tree clearing, 76 Woodside Ave. This was to review a request to cut down some hazardous trees within the 100-foot buffer zone. This one did come up last time.
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a while, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. So this is Tamika's email, Thursday, October 10th. The homeowner met with the tree company last weekend and he's just waiting to report from the company. They identified additional trees in the area that are hazardous. My hope is we'll have this information ahead of time. But then in her email, didn't she say she put some information in the file? Okay, so we have a report from a tree company.
We have Dave's Tree and Landscaping Services. They have this
$14.
description of work, so I'm seeing 16-inch diameter dead white oak tree. I take dead as meaning that's a safety concern because it may fall down. 12-inch diameter dead red oak tree, so another dead tree. Couple more dead trees. Looks like we have a couple more.
But those are on an abutting property.
Although also dead, so.
Cut these high-risk wetland trees
What's that?
I cut these high-risk wetland trees.
to 20 feet tall.
It's 20 feet tall.
Yeah, they're gonna leave them 20 feet up. They're gonna leave 20 feet of trunk.
Oh, interesting.
Weird.
I've seen that a lot lately.
Really?
I've seen a lot of trees that are topped in.
What's the reason for that, do you know?
I don't. You know what? It's probably wildlife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Could
okay.
be, because I got a woodpecker in one of mine right by now.
Yeah, could make a home in it.
Woodpeckers, then wood ducks.
Yeah.
in the wetlands.
Yep.
Well, plus you can't put heavy equipment in there, so
Right.
it might be more difficult to remove the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. Plus, if you just leave 20 feet of just trunk,
Right.
I
If
mean,
you could be sure 20 feet when it falls doesn't hit anything.
right, well,
I
right.
mean, that's it,
Yeah,
eliminates
and-
the safety concern.
I would think it's, yes, if it's dead, at some point it probably will fall, but it may take a while. Because without a canopy, there's a lot less, like even wind load would be a lot less on it. So it'd probably take longer for it to fall down.
Access to trees in the back and front yards with our bucket truck will be on plywood to minimize impact on the
Yes.
lawn.
Okay.
We're not going to mark the boundaries as we spoke at the appointment while the wooden stakes are in place. Mark your boundaries.
Probably marking the, because if they're cutting trees in their yard, and they said neighbor's trees, so I assume that's next door. This is 76. I'm a little bit curious about these trees, only because if they are on their neighbor's property and also in the buffer zone, well, I guess this is, we were talking about basically doing an administrative approval for this, I think, right? We weren't asking them to file anything, were we?
No, it was safety we were going by.
Right, yeah.
Right, but did we want to do site visits or did somebody already do one?
We have been to this property before.
You've looked at it
Yes, yes, because they removed some trees a few years ago. Same reason, for safety concerns. I remember walking this one.
In other words, they were filled, when they built the buildings, they crowded the dirt around the
Yeah.
roots and
Yeah. Kills the
Oh,
trees. Yeah.
good way to get rid of them.
they should be required to put TPZs on all those trees. That would work.
Well, that's interesting. So.
That's
Yeah,
not
the
fair.
very first 2 trees. Because those ones are not topped at 20 feet.
Yeah, and they said grind the stumps of the 2 oak trees rear yard.
Well, if that, not, well, we said they couldn't dig them. We allowed somebody, where was it, on 122, to grind the stumps? That one area that, what's the name of the place?
But
Where
they
they
did-
dumped in a bunch of wood chips and everything else right off of.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes,
We said they
near
could
Four
grind the
Corners.
stumps, but they couldn't dig them or something like that.
yes, yes. Yeah, if they, I don't know the operations of that. If they grind the stumps, they're not actually ripping them out of the ground, right?
Right.
Right, there's effectively no earth
There's no earth
disturbance.
disturbance, okay. That was my concern, but if there's none, then
No,
I'm
just
not
a little-
concerned.
Just about that big, wherever the stump is, to rake the dirt off,
Yeah,
throw some seed in it.
okay.
Grow.
What did her email say? Her email today? So,
Homeowner met with the tree company last weekend, is awaiting the report, which we have. Said they identified additional trees in the area that are hazardous. My hope is we'll have this information ahead of the meeting. If not, we'll push it to.
right, but I thought there was the
meeting.
email today that she sent out.
Oh, was there another email today?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Did she say anything about this?
I don't
Were
think,
you viewing the one titled tonight's meeting? Because that's the most recent one you have.
I was not looking at this one. This was the one just confirming that Julian or Cleve wasn't able to make it tonight.
She didn't say anything else about it?
Yeah, right there. Yeah, the last
I see the report.
Just, you got the report.
it requested. the
Oh, that's
homeowner
right.
review.
So we have the report. Tamika reached out to the homeowner to ask them to join on Zoom. I haven't seen anybody on Zoom the whole night, so guessing they weren't able to call in. So we do have the report. Let me just go to the next page to see. I think that's it though. Yeah, that's it.
Dave's? Have you
I don't have a problem telling them they cut
heard.
the trees on their property
Have you?
Yeah.
and not on the other property, even though it's hazardous.
Yeah, we can't give
safety-wise.
them permission to work on someone else's property.
No, absolutely not.
Even if they have an arrangement with the
Can you
company.
pull up the map to see where the,
Yeah.
if the neighbors
So I'm wondering if they've actually already had a conversation with the neighboring commission's just been left out of the loop, which wouldn't surprise me.
That's what it sounds
But it
like.
also wouldn't surprise me if they said, nobody's talked to anybody yet.
Right.
So, I think it's 76, right?
Yep.
76. So this is Charnock Hill Road, Woodside Ave, so it's technically the first house on the left. First house that has a Woodside address. So
So
I
it-
guess it's probably, let me show you.
I would assume it's the one to the right, but
Actually, is it the one to the right? Is it
Or
the
the
one
left.
behind, or is it the one over here, kitty corner?
This one. Yeah, I don't know.
I know, right?
I mean, because if they were to use the words left and right, I assume that's from the front, looking at the front of the house.
I would think so.
Left dead side trees, now it doesn't say which side the neighbor's trees are on.
no.
Not included at the right. So I don't know what that means.
Not included at the right.
I don't know.
So no, I have no idea which neighbor it is.
I assume there's some back here, maybe some over here.
Do we need more information? Do we need to do a site visit? Do we need to require them to come to the meeting to explain this to us?
I think a site visit would cover that, right?
Yeah,
Something.
yeah, I think it would. Maybe we have Tamika reach out and we can try to schedule a site visit with the homeowner sometime before our next meeting. We'll just have to coordinate it by email.
If I may suggest, because you're not meeting for another month,
Yes.
that the commission consider giving chair authority to give permission to move ahead with this
Before the next meeting.
before the next meeting.
Based on a site visit.
Based on the commission's viewing of the site visit, I think
That makes sense.
that way, they don't have to wait until Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving to start. We know snow starts
True.
sometimes early, sometimes late, but you don't want this, assuming it's actually a real safety hazard, you don't want to delay that.
Okay.
Now, would that be me? Or would that be Melissa?
The chair or the chair's designee.
Okay. That sounds good.
Would we inquire about the neighbors as well?
I think that would be part of the site visit,
Yes,
yes,
I-
absolutely.
yeah.
So the neighbor would have to be included.
Have to be included in that, and therefore the determination of moving ahead with that would be, I mean, it could be administratively approved for both lots.
For both, yeah. That's what I was thinking too. Like, this is not an RDA or an NOI. If it was, these would have to be separate
Right.
because they're separate addresses, separate properties. But if we're just talking administrative approval, which is what we did last time, which I won't speak for everybody, but I'm comfortable with that. I think we can, as long as it looks good to us in the field, we can administratively approve it all as one. As long as we just know which trees they are and which ones are on 76 and which ones are on whichever.
Whichever neighbor.
Whichever neighbor it is. Whether it's
So the
the-
chair-
And maybe it'll be very obvious as soon as you show up on site.
It might be. Yeah, it might be. And I wouldn't be surprised if they got this tree company out there to look at their property. They may have already talked to their neighbor who said, hey, I have a couple of dead trees in my yard too. Maybe we just have them do all of them at the same time.
Yeah, it's a simple setup instead of two.
Because you'll also,
Yeah, the bucket truck's already back there.
right?
Right.
Usually you'll get a better price from them if they're coming once instead of twice. So that would make sense that they do it all at once.
Okay,
Okay.
that
So,
works.
yeah, we'll just have to make a reach out. We'll get something set up at some point, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Find a day that at least works for some of us.
Oh, I know, right?
And then the chair or chair's designee can make the call prior to the next meeting, so
As long as the
as
commission.
long as the
moves
commission
and
is
votes.
all in agreement.
So we like late evening on, if it has to be a weekday. If we don't want to do it on a Saturday morning,
Yep.
or do we want to do it on a Saturday morning?
You don't think we can't do just a drive-by and see for ourselves?
Or can we go, I don't know, because
Go whenever we get a chance,
we
whenever.
want to
I
talk
mean,
to the property owners though, don't we?
And figure out which neighbor.
Yeah, I think we do, because we want to know which trees specifically on their property and on their neighbor's property,
All right, so
just so
do
we
you
have
like,
all the information.
do you guys like weekdays,
The next 3 weeks are incredibly hard for me during weekdays.
the weekday?
Weekdays are hard for me every day of the year. Every weekday of the year.
365 days.
Weekdays are hard for me in general, I'll just say that.
What about,
Saturday mornings are far easier for me to accommodate with my schedule, but that's just me.
same? What about you, Skip?
Saturday's a bad
Are
day.
you working on the farm on Saturday?
No, I have a nap.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Thursday and Saturday and Sunday are the busiest days going, even though we're closed on Sunday. Doesn't make any difference. They're banging on the door.
What do they want?
Whatever they want, everything, they want everything.
They want animal feed?
There are people like me who just go in the shed any time of day and night.
Yeah, we just,
Oh,
Right?
the shed,
It feels
yeah.
like it?
I wanna go in there.
Yeah.
I wanna sneak on your property. I'm gonna trespass.
yeah, well, you gotta be careful, Fran Steiner's right there.
That's right.
Who's Fran Steiner?
There's a sign company, Steiner Signs.
Oh.
Who knew?
Steiner Signs definitely sounds familiar.
He used to do all the bank signs and everything else. He
Will
was
he
big
shoot
at one
people?
time, really big. But
Do you want
he's
to take
still
that
big.
risk?
I
I just want
I wouldn't risk it.
He was just getting some eggs, I'll tell him. Okay, so what are we doing? Should we tell her a Saturday morning? To do a Saturday morning? Or do we not wanna do that?
I'm okay with Saturday mornings.
Not
Saturday
really,
mornings are
though.
tougher for me. I can do during the week.
Okay.
So I truly think if they're dead, you're gonna know it. I
I'm
mean,
off
I've
at
got dead
4
trees
o'clock.
on my property. and-
Probably.
But when can, we
Why
have a
don't- why
chance to
don't-
see when the owner can meet though.
That, I
too.
was gonna say, why don't we have her reach out to the owner, see what their availability is?
Okay,
And if a weeknight's better, we'll go with a weeknight, and whoever can be there, will be there.
oh my god,
Get my ass going.
I'm tired. This chair's not comfortable either.
No,
It's
they're
like,
not very comfortable.
it's like my butt's like stuck in the, like,
Yes,
yeah, it's like sunk down.
Yeah.
with all the money the library gets, they should buy new chairs.
These are worn out.
Belong in a brush pile.
It's burn up.
You good on that one?
Yep.
Tree clearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think you want, the way to do it, and you gotta make a motion to give the chair.
Oh,
Oh, that's true. We,
That's gotta be
yes,
through a motion, I think.
we
I'll
probably,
second it.
there we go. To give the chair, or the chair's designee,
I love
the
it.
authority to
Do whatever.
make the call. Yeah.
Tim Keen in
Uh,
motion.
Provide administrative
And
approval.
Skip
We'll call
seconded.
that.
Prior to
Yep.
the next meeting.
The chair
Yes.
or his
Designee.
designee.
And I give them the approval out right now. So when it goes out there,
Good to go.
no one have to call back and ask me.
Skip said yes.
I heard a motion, I heard a second, right?
Okay,
Keenan and I.
York and I.
Williamson.
Chance Belucci, aye. All right.
Next.
Oh, that was
Goodness.
fun.
Oh boy, we're getting closer. I
Oh.
know, we still have a few more. Boy, this is taking forever. 69 Pommogussett Road,
Those weren't fun.
Dam and Pond, follow up. Let me go back to Tamika's email, because I had some information.
Good. Because last time we was here, we said it cease and desist.
Okay, since our last meeting, Mr. Warrington, who's the property owner at 69 Pommogussett, who you and I met with, Glenda, withdrew his request to work on his dam. Somewhat suspiciously, his pond was refilled on Friday. I don't know which Friday that was. This is the email from the
Oh, no.
10th, so Friday before that. And some believe he did the work anyway and then tried to cover it up with the water. Did share this with DEP and they provided feedback via email. I could pull up that email. So it's up to us how we want to
Wait a
proceed
second,
on
we
this.
already gave the guy a verbal cease and desist. And then he got scared because he was gonna get enforced. So he took it upon himself to plug the pipe up
We don't know that. for
We
sure.
don't know.
and refill the pond.
We don't know. The pond, I haven't driven by myself. I don't know if you can
You can't.
actually still, you probably still
You
can't,
can't
right?
get near the place.
So I haven't seen it myself, but from what we've heard, the pond is now full of water again.
Did we hear anything from Ale and Rantalot?
I'm pretty sure, didn't Alan meet with him already? I thought he already met with him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he did, but we never got a follow-up from what's DCR gonna be requiring.
I don't remember what they were requiring. Here's the email from Tamika. Did hear back from Thomas Rubula at DEP. So Tom said he did not think that an emergency cert would be appropriate since there isn't an immediate risk to public health or safety. Do believe all restoration work to remove sediment should be permitted through a local enforcement order. Work on dam repairs that the homeowner wishes to conduct could then be permitted through the normal NOI process. In this way, there's an obligation to do the restoration work as opposed to an open permit, which may be acted on or not, which is a good point. If the work has already been conducted, as the photos suggest may have occurred, the commission may request that the work should still receive after-the-fact permitting through the submittal of a notice of intent. Given that the pond is now filled, I would say that restoration work under the enforcement order, sorry, should be the priority. I don't know if you have any additional questions.
Well, if we enforce them and it's already refilled,
So
doesn't make, you know what I mean? Like,
So Thomas is recommending the enforcement order, I believe specifically related to the sediment. I think he means the sediment that was in the stream downhill of the dam.
Mhm.
I think that's what he's referring to. So that would be the enforcement order, and then the work on the dam would be just a normal NOI process.
Oh,
If I'm reading this correctly and understanding it correctly.
Yep. Agree.
So,
yeah, and we should just, to get him back to a meeting, so we can ask him like, what's the deal?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he wasn't wanting it emptied, he was looking for the town to clean it up, all the mess up.
Right. He drained it, he started working on his dam. Then there was a discharge sediment when he unclogged that 10-inch pipe.
right.
So we still can issue an enforcement order,
Yeah,
I mean, we,
which would require to clean up the sediment in the stream, and then he's gonna squawk that it wasn't him.
that wasn't him, no.
well,
Is
he's
the
already
sediment still-
stated that.
Is the sediment still accessible? I haven't been down there,
It
but
was pretty visible
yeah,
last time.
yeah.
with the pond being filled now, it's still,
Oh, I
It's,
don't know
it's downstream of the
Downstream,
dam,
fine.
so it's where it's more of just a stream.
okay.
And then it goes under, what's that road? Is that Milton Mill
Mill
Road?
Road.
There's a culvert, it goes under through the culvert, so leading down to the culvert, you can see the sediment. And actually on the other side of Milton Mill, after it got through the culvert, we could see more sediment beyond
And
there.
like, who knows
How far down it's gone from there.
where in the BBW
Yeah.
it's accumulated, if it has at all.
Yeah.
And he, according to him, that was discharge and that sediment was resultant from Route 56 project when they had those heavy rains.
Yep.
But I was at the dam meeting and some DOT people were telling me that there was no sediment in that stream until after he unplugged that pipe or whatever.
Okay.
So like, do we just take somebody's word for it? Like, do we know how long that sediment's been there? I kind of feel like we
It
don't.
looked pretty fresh to me.
It was fresh, but I mean,
It looked like it, yes. Do we know for sure? No. Not sure how we
No,
could.
but is there a preponderance of the evidence?
What's that?
Is there a preponderance of the evidence? If it looks new, and that is the consensus.
It didn't come from the dam construction. Because they had that thing like fortified, like
Yeah.
there was nothing getting past their
I think
coffer dam or
I
whatever.
think what Mr. Warrington was saying before was that sediment was getting into his pond from Pommogussett. And I think he was indicating even,
It was-
even before,
Yeah, it was coming from the road, washing down the
just
bank.
runoff from the road,
Runoff from
like,
the
you know,
highway.
for probably several years, I'm guessing. And this
That's
is,
what
this
it
is unrelated to the Route 56 work. I think he also said that
He maintains that it.
some of that
became
work
much-
also,
That there was a lot
Yeah.
from the Route 56 work
Yes.
that caused it also.
and it's all coming into his pond, and then when he unplugged the pipe, all that collected sediment went downstream. And that's what we're seeing in the stream downhill of the dam.
So,
So his problem is that he's still causal.
right, because
At the end of the day,
he's the one who
technically,
unclogged the pipe.
he unplugged the pipe, which got all the sediment from the pipe
So-
itself and everything else that ran down afterwards. And it doesn't matter where it came from to get to him. What matters is that he's the reason that it's downstream.
now downstream.
And once
that's
it's,
it.
right, and when it's on his property, he owns it, and he's the one that clogged the pipe, so.
Unfortunately, yes.
We do an enforcement or requiring, what are we were gonna require? An evaluation of the accumulated sediments, like, do we
Or-
want
or-
a restoration plan? Do
A
we want
restoration plan.
him to hire a wetland person for the cleanup? An impact assessment?
Now you're picking on the guy, because he just had a lung transplant, you know that.
Huh? He doesn't.
I would say at a minimum, I don't know how in-depth we want to go with like evaluation and all that, and tell me if you disagree. I think at a minimum, we're talking about, can we at least get that sediment that's in the stream removed somehow? It's not going to be easy to do it, but it'll probably be a lot of handwork. But the sediment needs to be removed.
Shovels and buckets.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's,
Strong people.
yeah, that might be,
We made it pretty clear to it many times, so.
True.
that's probably what's going to need to happen.
Okay, so
We want to send him a letter, is that what you want to do?
Tamika enforcement for, I
Yeah,
think we need to do
Tamika.
an
To
enforcement
make
order.
enforcement on it.
Tamika do an enforcement order.
The TEO.
Make Tamika do it.
So that's our question. Do we want to issue an enforcement order for removal of
Well, I'm
that
just
sediment?
thinking DEP said that's what we should do, like if we don't do it, isn't DEP?
If we don't do it, DP's gonna do it, and
That's
we're
not-
gonna be, then they're gonna have,
And they're gonna be like,
They'll
why?
have words and considerations for the commission in the future.
that's right, they'll call us all kinds of names. So,
Alright, so, and then what else are we supposed to be doing?
Well, any work on the dam itself would be a normal NOI process. So I think we also want to just find out, did any work happen on the dam? Did he actually do any work on the dam? And what did he do? And if he did, Thomas was recommending if any work has happened, there should still be some after the fact permitting. Is
Well, if we now clear. Do we have to wear these up when we go on site inspections and stuff?
that's the idea,
That's the
so you
idea,
don't
yeah.
get shot.
That'll keep people from shooting you.
Or
People-
other reasons.
Oh, we should remember. Perfect. Okay,
So what do we think?
enforcement order, especially since we already gave him a cease and desist and he somehow
And he neither.
the
Sure.
pond's refilled. This all started with a complaint from a resident, right?
Yeah, it did.
Yes. I believe so, yes.
You know who the resident was, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And I don't blame him.
Well, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a
I'll
motion
make the motion,
to,
what did you say you
I'll
wanted?
make a motion to send the enforcement order
I'll
For
second it.
the cleanup of the silt in the brook. Get the ball rolling.
Yeah, and I second it.
Alright. Any discussion?
Clock eye.
Keenan and I.
Rutland Eye.
Williams and I.
Gentilucci, aye. Do we also want to have Tamika reach out to Mr. Warrington so we can find out if there's any work done on the dam? Because if it was, then I think we're also looking at some after-the-fact permitting, which is what Thomas pointed out in his
Yeah.
email here.
Should probably put that right in the.
I think we at least want to know, like, what's the status of things.
If I may suggest, that's exactly what you should have in for, is a status update.
Yeah.
And ask about the state of things so you can find out
What has happened.
what
Or
has
not
happened and what he's gonna plan to, and what he plans to.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear this one.
Because, we don't know what's happened. All we know is apparently the pond's full of water again. That's all we know.
Somehow.
Should be interesting. What's fun?
Okay. Anything else on this
Twice is
item?
enough. 3
Wait.
times I'm not gonna stand for one.
Okay.
Anything else on this item?
No, not my eyes.
No,
I
just
think I'm
wanted to
good.
go away.
Okay. Oh, boy, it's getting late. Community Preservation Act, discussion of support letter for adoption of the CPA on the November ballot.
Well, I thought we already talked about this.
That was for the town meeting warrant.
Yes.
Article.
So,
The request has gone out again.
Boards and commission be asked to consider writing a letter of support for adoption of this.
No, I'm not part one bit at all.
Which is question number 6 on the November ballot.
Tell you why.
We previously discussed this matter, it was blah, 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 not to provide a stance because members felt they didn't have enough information.
we decided at the time not to write a letter of support
Right.
because we didn't feel we had enough information to.
We still don't have the information.
Tamika said there's a great deal to be found at www.
Yeah, but do you realize what this thing is gonna do?
I'm also happy to answer any questions.
Well, if I may.
No, I really don't.
If I may, there is lots of information generically about CPA. There is zero information for how CPA will be used in this town. What is the intended, not what kind of things can be done. People have discussed that at length. Nobody said what they expect will be done and what our priorities will be. So from a town-specific point of view, there's no more information today than there was 6 months ago.
And the people are gonna be appointed by the select board,
No.
right? That's what I read.
Unclear, that bylaw's not done yet, so until the bylaw's done, nobody knows. The bylaw determines how the board is
Yeah, there'll
filled.
be is it a committee technically or? a
It's,
board, or-
the Community Preservation
But that's
Committee,
the question, is how is that committee formed,
that's a bylaw
to
question.
me?
Yeah.
And I have no idea if that bylaw's up in November the way I suggested it should have been.
I'm a no on it.
Is this a voting, gonna be like a
It's a
voting
3% tax.
committee?
And they're not calling it a tax, it's a 3% increase on your taxes. And what certain people are pushing for is to buy up all the open space.
Yeah.
Open
Well, that's
space is
what it's
what's
all about.
paying the taxes to help keep our taxes down.
Well, it's open space and recreation.
Yes.
It's low-income housing. It is historical preservation. There's a fourth one I don't remember off the top of my head.
When they put that on there, that 3% increase in taxes, and then they're going to be looking for a $2 million override, or 2.5, whatever, is what I hear.
Yeah, they talked about that at length tonight.
Did they?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Oh, yeah, because we're in the hole already, $2 million, because they spent the 2.5 that we gave them last year.
So
That's
they
all
want a
gone, and
support-
we're in the hole further than we were
they want a
before.
support letter from the board.
That is their request, is a letter of
Yes.
support from the
From-
commission.
I'd like to make the motion that we do not support it
I'm a
at
no,
this
so I
time.
don't know.
Who's asking for the letter of support? Is it the?
I never got an answer to that question when this came up at the planning board.
Okay.
Nobody seems to know. So I would presume
I would.
the driving force behind this has been, number one, Agricultural Commission, number
Yeah.
two, the Select Board.
Okay.
Mm.
More than that, I don't know who's asking for it.
We'll just say the town is asking for support from boards, commissions.
So it has to be like it would have to be
Oh,
unanimous, or it has to be
yeah, you had them all.
Will of the board, it's majority rules.
Yep, majority.
Majority.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we do not support this one bit at all.
I second that.
It says affordable housing,
That's one of them, yeah.
That's one of them, yep.
open space, recreation, historic,
Oh, they separate open space and recreation? Okay, that's why.
open space, yeah, okay.
Maybe that's the four then, open space, recreation, affordable housing, and historic
Preservation.
preservation. Okay.
But then again, like, is the committee gonna be like, they're gonna vote on
That
how to
committee-
allocate?
that- Yes.
At the end of the
Committee has
day,
100%
well, they will
power
make
over the fund.
recommendations in town meeting votes.
Oh, it has to go to a town meeting vote
Yes,
for an appropriation and,
yes.
I would hope it goes in the ballot too, but I don't know if it's going.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No, they wouldn't do that appropriation through ballot. That seems
But
unlikely.
with 3% taxes more on your,
Oh, that's up in November. That's on the ballot in
That's-
November.
That's the reason for this request, right?
Right.
so you got a motion and a second not to support it.
We
To
do?
write a letter not supporting it.
Is there any further discussion on this? If not, we can take roll call.
All those in favor not, all in favor to write the letter not to,
Well,
Hold on, is
To
the,
not
is,
write
is,
a-
is
The
the,
motion was to not write a letter of support.
the motion
Right.
is to not write the letter of
Right.
support.
it's
Yes.
not
The
to write
motion
a
is
letter
is not to
saying.
write a letter of no support, right? Okay. We're not writing a letter, that's the
we're
motion.
not writing a
Got it.
letter.
No letters,
Okay.
no letters.
Okay.
I agree.
Clock eye.
Keen and I.
I'm gonna abstain.
Williamson, aye.
Gentillucci, nay. We have,
One
we have, we have three ayes.
It's, the motion carried.
I would say that carries.
Most carried.
Okay. We will not write a letter. All right?
And
That
we,
sounds
our
good.
reasoning, like, I don't feel like I have enough information to make,
Once
Talk-
you get,
talk-
the-
talk
once
to
you
me.
wanna go to the assessor's office and get the
I
packet
don't
about
feel
that
like reading all
thick
that stuff.
and read, once you're into it, how do you get out of it? It's next to impossible,
Oh,
next to impossible.
But you're right, we still need more information. Like I thought, the way I read it, it was this, the select board appointed this board that was gonna handle how all the funds were spent. I don't like that, that's too funneled for me. You know,
Yep, so
if
Yeah.
that's what happens, that's how I thought it was gonna be. It sounded to me like when I read it, that this.
is this gonna become like a political,
football.
Well,
Too late, already is.
Everything does.
it's
Everything
gonna be a
becomes a
political thing, it is, so, okay. But on the other hand, I mean, you have to give CPA a little credit, look at what other communities have done with CPA funds.
How many, wait
In
a minute,
communities that don't have other resources,
how many towns in the state of Massachusetts have CPA? Did you ever do the
yes, I
background?
looked at, there's a map.
How many? How many?
I don't know, I don't remember, but they have it all mapped out, the CPA.
Yeah, like, there's only like 15 of them?
No, it's like
So there's a lot more,
109.
No, there's a lot more.
It's like 15 that did 3%.
Oh, all right, that's where I got the 15 from.
Yeah, but there are,
It's over 100
A
cities
good
and
number.
towns.
I forget the
that have
exact number,
CPA.
but it's quite a
CPA just
few.
passed in Worcester, didn't it?
I think so.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
it did.
I believe it did. Yeah, I don't know the exact number that has a
So-
CPA. The
But
3%
all that's
is
fine
less
and good
common.
and all, but like still feel like Peter
Oh.
said, like how is this gonna be applied in
One,
Rutland?
196,
Okay,
right up there,
Out of,
out of
351.
351.
jeez, that's a lot of communities.
Yeah. So I understand the concerns about how the money ultimately gets spent. My understanding is the committee, which would be a public committee, right? They would have public
It
meetings.
could be appointed by the select board.
Appointed by the select board.
That's-
Sure, just like us,
Yeah.
right?
But again, the
We're not
bylaw's
spending-
not
we're
written,
not
so I
spending
don't
money.
know. I know that both options were in there. I
The-
haven't talked to the
but I
I
bylaw.
understand
admit
it the way that
There's
So
two
the-
influence, there's
Oh,
five
it's a
people
town
now
meeting.
picking a board that's gonna handle all that money.
Yeah,
We're not handling
no.
money.
But again, the
Well-
board does not directly handle the money.
No.
The board,
Well,
the board
they-
makes recommendations to town meeting.
Right.
The town residents
They can drive.
would have to pass
They
it at
drive the
town
bus.
meeting before any money gets spent.
Right, but they're driving the bus, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, whoever's on that committee, just like, this commission here, for wetlands protection, we drive the bus, because that's our job. That'll be their job.
How much, Peter, did you say before would be like the average household increase annually?
I don't remember anymore. If I were to, I mean, the average,
I looked at it for myself, and I want to say it was like, I'd have to check again, so it's been a while. The number that's coming in my head is maybe like,
okay.
60 to
So
80?
the average,
$250
in general, the average, not the median, but the average house assessment is about 315,000. You take 100,000 off the top, because that's the
Right.
deduction.
Right,
So
that's exempt.
what's 3% of the tax rate on, so what's our tax rate anyway? 13 something?
I forget.
1,000?
I don't even know anymore.
I don't know, I ran. I'm clueless.
But where are you gonna find the average?
No, the average, I took the assessor's database and I calculated the average. I also calculated the median, but I don't have that in front of me.
So if I did this even roughly correct, you said 315,000?
Yeah,
First 100,000's exempt.
yeah, so it's
So 215. Tax rate's 13-ish%, or 13 per thousand.
yeah, call it 1350.
Call it 13.
For the sake of argument, call it
And then
1350.
3% of
30,
that.
right, so,
I got $180.
there you go.
Aye.
That's rough.
That's average.
And that's
Yeah.
Roughly.
yearly.
Yes, yearly.
Yes.
So, $180 over 4 is $45 a quarter.
But that's on a $350,000.
That's
That's on
on-
$315,000
that's on the
house,
average.
that's,
So if you got something that's valued at
900,
$1.4
1.2.
million,
I wasn't gonna go 1.4, I was gonna go with the 700,000 that the houses are selling for, 750
Sure.
that they're selling for now.
That's, yeah.
so it'll be double,
It'd be double.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty, a little more than that even.
so to maybe $400
Yeah.
the year.
Yeah. 350,
Plus, but
400.
then
So if
think
you
about
got-
like the increased cost of gas, the increased cost of living,
Mhm.
all that other stuff, it all adds.
Oh, stormwater.
Sure.
Right,
Oh,
oh yeah,
yeah.
the
Yeah,
stormwater
stormwater
payment.
fee.
you got stuff on
I
payment.
know a lot of people weren't happy.
That's what I'm
with
trying
that,
to
too.
poke and prod both here, but
Yeah.
But still, I mean, like, I don't know about y'all, but like, I'm fed up with everything. Like, I don't think I would vote for it. And another increase.
You wait till you see the signs coming up not to vote for it.
Fran's got a little business there, huh?
Yep, it's getting started.
Oh, if that guy's working on the signs as we speak.
Matter of fact, he is. Maybe not right. Well, what time?
So are we gonna see people stand on the street and this is gonna get controversial and it already is?
It is.
It is
Oh,
already.
it already
Oh,
is.
yeah, it seems like.
I'm just gonna
The-
mail my vote in.
The only other thing I'll say about it is,
I'll go early voting on Saturday, are you kidding?
um,
Well, I have to because I work in the polls, but
Oh,
I believe going for the 3% maximizes the state funding side of things.
it,
And I
it
forget
does.
exactly how that all plays out.
Right, you
But
get
it
more.
plays out differently every year.
You get
It
more-
depends upon what sort of funding model.
And it's not
I mean,
guaranteed.
What's that?
not
It's not guaranteed, but
No.
it does come from a trust fund that is separate
Yeah.
and that is fed from registry
Yes.
fees,
Yes.
registry of deeds.
Oh, really?
That's correct.
Yes, that's how, so that's what goes into the big pot and they take some amount out each year
Yeah.
and they,
I
oh
didn't
yeah,
know it was from the registry.
Yeah.
yes.
Crazy.
And when they increased the fees, the recording fees, like whatever that was,
They're
6,
like
7, 8 years
$135
ago.
bucks now.
Yeah, that was for the
Yeah.
CPA.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So you're paying for it. And always to Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So,
November meeting.
we voted. Anything else we want to talk about on that?
Nope,
We're not meeting on election.
November 19th.
So, yep, November 5th is election day. We're meeting that day. We'll meet on the 19th. And there's a follow-up site visit, 18 Walnut Street, October 22nd at 10 a.m.
The mini bike,
I feel like October 22nd.
that's the mini bike track?
Yes, yes it is.
When's that?
Alan from DCR scheduled a follow-up site visit to inspect the restoration. The property owner asked if a commission member could attend at the same time, October 22nd at 10 a.m.
I'm out.
I can go over once.
October.
I'm working overnights.
I can't do it either.
Oh, that's a
You
Tuesday.
got somebody to go already. Take it easy.
I'm working.
Who can
Well,
go?
more the merrier.
Tim, you say you can go?
I can go.
Okay. That's a Tuesday, right? Am I
Yep.
doing this right?
I'm
Okay.
working overnights.
Right.
Okay.
So,
And just so you know,
I can't go.
the commission required the fill be pulled back out of the woods line.
yeah.
Yes.
That was
Tim,
a
you walked the site before,
I did.
right?
literally
Yeah.
requirement.
I think so.
To
I'll
get
ta-
that
I'll-
fill out of the
I'll take
wood.
a bunch of pictures. I mean,
And
I'm
restore
not,
the stone wall.
I'm not gonna
Oh yeah, restore the stone wall, but
render
DCR
a
was
decision.
No, nor would you need to.
Second.
no, you don't need to just,
No, just
Well,
see what the
I'll
work
take
looks like,
pictures
take some
and
pictures, and then
report
at our next meeting, we can talk about it.
yeah.
He has moved the track out.
I
drove
did
by.
see some
Yeah,
equipment.
Oh, we did,
Okay.
yeah.
I did see the equipment moving over there.
DCR may have moved the whole thing out of the
Okay. So we can also, well, Tamika will be watching this recording, so she'll know. But she said if that didn't work for us, she could propose a different time. But yeah, if Tim, if you're available, at least one of us can be there.
You're like getting up at 10 a.m., right?
Yeah,
You won't be going
After
back
working
yet.
all night.
I
yeah.
was gonna say, what time do you work till?
That's different every night. I mean, the
Yeah.
crews usually work till 5 a.m.
Okay.
I usually, skip out of there by 1, 2.
Okay.
So and I can't sleep past 9.
That's
Yeah,
brutal,
I
man.
know.
8 or 9, I'm usually up.
Yeah.
When are they gonna be done with? Traffic's gonna like always suck now, I'm just sorry. It's not, it's just because those stupid dedicated left turn lanes. It was better when people just merged and honked at each other. Now it's
I
like
like those lanes. I
You're
like them a
backed
lot.
up to
Yeah,
friggin' the high
backup
school,
seems like it's more.
trying to get through the main light.
We don't design them, we just build them.
That's right. The daycare turn is interesting. The one right in front of the gas station.
So we got nothing
The
for old
designated
business?
left-hand
Oh,
lane
God.
to turn
Nope.
right into the daycare. That's-
Well, other
That's
business
weird.
That's
slash
horrible.
correspondence, anything else anybody wants to talk about? I don't think there was anything else from Tamika's emails. If there was, I'm too tired to.
So motion to adjourn.
I was gonna do it, Skip.
Oh, go ahead. You
Motion
can
to adjourn.
second it.
Old other
Roll call.
business correspondence,
Clock eye.
Keen and I.
Lynn's and I.
Oh, wait, three.
Go for that.
That's what you got. We are adjourned at 8:48 PM.